Spooky stories of cell splitting.
A Halloween-based explanation of mitosis and meiosis.
Whether your body is healing vampire bites, Frankenstein is producing bone marrow, or a werewolf is growing out its hair, cells are being produced. The growth, specialization, and replication of these are regulated by the cell cycle.
The cell cycle is divided into three phases: interphase, mitosis, and cytokinesis. Interphase is the longest phase and includes G1, the decision to begin the process of cell division, S, the synthesis of DNA, and G2, when the preparations are completed and the cell is ready to divide. Somatic cells, which are all non-gametic body cells, undergo mitosis.
Mitosis is the division of the cell's nucleus, which is followed by cytokinesis, division of the cytoplasm. This creates two genetic equivalents of the parent cell. There is little room for variation through mitosis, so we don't have to expect daughter cells that differ as much as Jekyll and Hyde. It is useful for all forms of life because the division makes growth possible.
Although there are 13 days of Halloween, there are only 4 phases of mitosis: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, which is coupled with cytokinesis. In prophase, chromatin condenses into chromosomes, which are visible for the first time under a light microscope. The centrioles migrate to opposite poles and the mitotic spindle appears.
Just like trick-or-treaters lining up on Halloween, chromosomes align on the center plane during metaphase. Each chromosome is attached to a spindle microtubule at its centromere.
During anaphase, the centromeres of each chromosome separate, and each sister chromatid becomes its own chromosome.
In telophase, the chromosomes gather to the poles of the cell, and the nuclear membrane begins to reform. This is coupled with cytokinesis, the division of the cytoplasm.
Overall, mitosis produces 2 diploid daughter cells that are nearly identical to the parent cell.
Meiosis is the replication of gametes and produces haploid daughter nuclei. It's important because it accounts for genetic variability.
Meiosis is similar to mitosis, but has 2 rounds of scary cell splitting. In meiosis 1, homologous chromosomes are separated, and 2 haploid daughter cells form, although the chromosomes are still doubled. In meiosis 2, the sister chromatids are separated, and 4 haploid daughter cells are formed, each containing single chromosomes.
Sounds almost like the work of a mad scientist. Meiosis 1 and 2 also divide into the same 4 phases as mitosis. In prophase 1, crossing over occurs at the chiasmata of the tetrads. At metaphase 1, the homologous pairs align along the center plane. In anaphase 1, microtubules shorten, separating pairs of homologous chromosomes. Finally, in telophase 1 and cytokinesis, the cell splits, forming 2 haploids.
These haploid cells have initial genetic differences, but recombinate even more during meiosis 2. In prophase 2, the centromeres appear, and the sister chromatids are present. They line up along the center plate in metaphase 2, and separate during anaphase 2. With half the sister chromatids at each pole, the cell splits in telophase 2 and cytokinesis.
After the completion of meiosis, there are 4 haploid daughter cells that are all genetically unique. The reduction of the nucleus's chromosome is important because it allows each haploid cell to fuse with another haploid cell during sexual reproduction. When 2 haploids fuse, they restore the chromosome count back to the original number, and a diploid is the new individual.
Though the headless horseman confused a pumpkin for a head, there is no excuse for mixing up mitosis and meiosis. Both consist of the phases of prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis, although meiosis completes 2 cycles of these phases. Mitosis starts with a diploid somatic cell, produces 2 diploid daughter cells after separating sister chromatids. Meiosis starts with 1 diploid cell. Meiosis 1 separates homologous chromosomes, and meiosis 2 separates sister chromatids, producing 4 haploid gametes.
We hope you enjoyed our Halloween-based explanation of mitosis and meiosis.
You should now have a thorough understanding of chromosomes, chromatids, and cytoplasm. But if you have any questions about ectoplasm, we know who you should call.